The meeting to order, please.
Ebersol.
Here.
Agni. Nemitz.
Here.
Ressler.
Here.
Hook.
Here.
Ocamp. Martin.
Here.
And Riddle.
You would all join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there any proclamations or presentations?
No, sir.
Public input?
No comments were received.
Apparently so.
I'm sorry? There was one. Okay. Sorry. No, I appreciate the correction on that. Let me see if I can find it here.
Was it after 5?
Oh, here it is. I apologize. This comment was submitted by Kelly Matthews on 3/15/2021. It reads, "I am in favor of allowing Columbia residents to have chicken coops with chickens, hens on their property. I know people who live on farms that have them and they are not noisy or a nuisance whatsoever. So I don't understand why this would not be allowed for taxpayers to have on their property in this community." Scott, are you aware of any others?
No,
Thank you.
that was the only one.
Mr. Brim, would you just forward that to me so I make sure I get to the...
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Is there any comments or announcements from the alderman? Is there any comments or announcements from the department heads? Or director, department of directors? Consent agenda.
We have 4 items on the consent agenda for this evening. The first one is a motion to approve the minutes of the March 1, 2021 regular city council meeting. Item number 2 is motion to approve the minutes of the March 3, 2021 special meeting of the city council. Item number 3 is a motion to approve the payment of vouchers for the period of February 26, 2021 through March 12, 2021 totaling $459,028.48. And the fourth item is a motion to approve the special event permit for electronics recycling, which is scheduled for the 7th of August, 2021.
Is there any alderman that would like to delete any of the items for consent agenda? If none, I would like a motion to approve. Alderman Hook, second Alderman Nemitz. Roll call.
Ebersol,
Yes.
Agni,
Yes.
Nemitz,
Yes.
Ressler,
Yes.
Hook,
Yes.
Ocamp,
Yes.
Martins,
Yes.
and Riddle.
Yes.
Next would be unfinished business. Ordinance number 3558 to abate certain taxes of the city of Columbia, Monroe, and St. Clair County, Illinois. Is there a motion? A motion to approve? Alderman Ressler, second Alderman Martins. Any discussion? No discussion? Roll call?
Ebersol,
Yes.
Agni,
Yes.
Nemitz,
Yes.
Ressler,
Yes.
Hook,
Yes.
Ocamp,
Yes.
Martins,
Yes.
and Riddle.
Yes.
Second item would be the ordinance 3559, authorizing the dedication of right-of-way. Is there a motion to approve? Alderman
Also moved.
Nemitz. Second, Alderman Hoop. Any discussion? Roll call?
Ebersol,
Yes.
Agni,
Yes.
Nemitz,
Yes.
Ressler,
Yes.
Hook,
Yes.
Ocamp,
Yes.
Martins,
Yes.
and Riddle.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item would be ordinance number 3560, approving a performance guarantee in the form of an irrevocable letter of credit to secure completion of final improvements to Walnut Ridge Estates Phase 1. Is there a motion to approve? Alderman Ressler, Alderman Martin, second. Any discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, is there a roll call, please?
Eversol.
Yes.
Agni.
Yes.
Nemitz.
Yes.
Ressler.
Yes.
Hook.
Yes.
Ocamp.
Yes.
Martins.
Yes.
And Riddle.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item, number 4, would be ordinance number 3561, approving the Walnut Ridge Estates Phase 1 final subdivision plat. Is there a motion to approve? Alderman Agni, second. Alderman Hook. Discussion? Hearing no request, roll call?
Eversol.
Yes.
Agni.
Yes.
Nemitz.
Yes.
Ressler.
Yes.
Hook.
Yes.
Ocamp.
Yes.
Martins.
Yes.
And Riddle.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 5, supplemental resolution for improvement under the Illinois Highway Code Gull Road Project. Is there a motion to approve? Alderman Ressler, Martin, second. Discussion? Roll call?
Eversol.
Yes.
Agni.
Yes.
Nemitz.
Yes.
Ressler.
Yes.
Hook.
Yes.
Ocamp.
Yes.
Martins.
Yes.
Riddle.
Yes. Item number 6, supplemental resolution for improvement. Alderman Nemitz.
Mayor, just to
Thank
backtrack a minute, I was trying to find where I had it designated before, and now I have it. On the, just with going back, nothing with approval, but going back to the documents with regard to ordinance number 3561, and it is on page 1 of 2 of the ordinance approving the Phase 1. I think there was a typo in the second whereas, in the third line. In the zoning,
Scott, C2.
it's,
Oh,
and
where-
I'm sorry,
oh.
I didn't do it in a timely fashion. I had it marked and
Sorry,
then
Mary.
I
The-
lost the screen and had to bring it back up again,
Wow.
so.
The city executed an annexation agreement with the owner-developer of the subject property, Walnut Ridge Development 1 Incorporated, on January 2, 2018, thereby approving the terms of annexation, C2 zoning designation, and site improvement plans for the...
Yes, and I'm sorry I didn't find it before we went through the approval. It doesn't affect it, but if that could be changed.
Yeah, typographical error like that, you can
Yeah.
definitely correct before it's signed.
Scrivener's error.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did we do a roll call on that?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We're back on J6.
Supplemental resolution for improvement under the Illinois Highway Code Main Street Streetscape Project.
That don't sound good.
Sounds like a freight train.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve
Motion to
J6.
approve. Number 6, Alderman Ressler, Alderman Martin, second. Discussion? Roll call?
I'm gonna start mixing up the roll call a little bit.
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna start mixing up the roll call a little bit.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Ressler.
Yes.
Hook. Ocamp.
Yes.
Martins.
Yes.
Riddle.
Yes.
Eversol. Agni.
Yes.
Nemitz.
Are you picking on me? Yes.
No, I'm not looking at you. You'll figure out the pattern eventually.
Number 7 is discussion of the re-subdivision of Christian Campers addition to facilitate infill development of the former Breitenstein property.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. As you'll recall, you first heard of this project back in December. Well, probably in November, actually, when you first heard about it. But in December, on the 7th, City Council actually adopted Ordinance 3544, which approved a development agreement regarding this project. So this is just moving on to the re-subdivision. Everything that is included in the re-subdivision plat, including, and the vacation of right-of-way, is something that was approved and committed to by the city by approving that development agreement. But I wanted to make sure you had the opportunity to ask any questions, comments, discuss per our normal process before you had the opportunity to vote on it, on the matter. So I'm here as well as the applicant. If you have any questions, comments, concerns with the proposed development as presented.
Alderman Eames?
I just had one, and if it's already been talked about, I apologize to have you repeat. But on 7 and 6, either Scott or Paul or whoever, that remains then together with the same property, or will those be separated?
Those lot lines are changing from what it exists today. The boundary of the entire subdivision remains the same, but those lot lines do change slightly to allow for the home that exists to remain a legal existing structure, and it actually gives it a little bit larger lot, if you'll notice.
On 7.
On lot
correct?
7, sorry, yes.
But then with 6, with 6 having an outbuilding, it looks like, I guess, on that lot now, that's why I wasn't sure what the future was for those, for 6 and 7.
Yeah, that'll, Mr. Frederick, do you have any comment on that? The outbuilding that's on it?
That photograph, the aerial photograph isn't a true depiction.
Is not up
So
to-
it's no longer correct.
Okay, the lines are not correct, or the building's maybe not even there anymore?
Say that again.
Is the lines are not correct, the property lines are not correct on there?
The property lines are correct, but the angle of the photography.
Okay, so it's actually, okay, that's fine. That's the only thing when I looked at 6 and 7, and I wasn't sure what the future held for that, so I just, when it appeared to have the buildings, another building on there, I just wasn't sure what the plan was.
Yeah, that's not, yeah.
It's not true. Okay,
Yeah, sometimes there's just an issue with the actual line work being registered to the aerial photography, and it cannot match
It's
up
more of a
100%.
perspective.
So
I
it could just be
understand.
simple as that.
okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Alderman.
Scott, is that, I read it and then I couldn't see it and the lines were kind of fuzzy in. Is there still a parcel that we're supposed to get like in the park area?
Yes, it would be lot, if you look at the concept drawing, it's shown as lot 8,
Lot 8?
yes?
So it's still that centerpiece,
Yes, it's the centerpiece.
okay.
And it is lot 8 on the plat as well. I wanted to give you the, show you the concept drawing too, to show you that, one, the re-subdivision is in general conformance with the concept plan as was approved, and also to show you the aerial photography underneath it too, so you can see the land features, not just the lines on
So
a
then that
drawing.
lot ties into the street and it ties into the right of way on the trail?
That's correct.
Okay, thanks.
Alderman Eames?
Just one more, with lot 5, and I know the building line is shown, so that one will face, the address, it will face the same street as.
Yeah, it would face Dobb,
Okay,
actually.
good street.
Anything else?
Well, I'll prepare the ordinance of approval then and bring it to you for your next meeting for consideration.
Sounds good.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Just let me
Scott.
know if you have any other questions in the meantime.
Thank you, Scott. The new business would be a discussion of the Independence Day fireworks.
Mayor Eversole and I know some other perhaps council members and city staff have been approached by the Legion regarding the July 4th fireworks celebration. They have a contract with their vendor that needs to be either terminated or some kind of communication by April 1. Wanted to put it before the city council to see what the thoughts were on proceeding with that event this year. The alternative, if we were not amenable to allowing it on July 4, would be possibly doing it Labor Day weekend.
Anybody have any preferences?
I'd like to keep it and try for July. If you can't get it in July,
Right.
move it back. I
The
think-
Well, I
only
think we-
caveat that I would possibly recommend is that we have some sort of a concurrence from the Monroe County Health Department regarding the holding of that particular event. Certainly, I know that there's been other events that have transpired during COVID. For city events, we've looked to the health department for guidance on how to safely conduct those. Sue's been working with the health department for the Music on Metter that's supposed to kick off in June. So I would think as long as they were able to have some sort of a plan in place that the health department would approve, there wouldn't be any objection, at least from our perspective.
Well, from what I understand, we only have a choice. You have to pick one. You can't say, we'll do it on the 4th and then change your mind and do it in September. You have to pick one and stay with it.
The problem they're having is getting trucks to transport the fireworks, so they need to pick a date. And that's what they're getting at. They need to pick a date by April 1 of either July 4th or Labor Day weekend. Is that not correct, Mr. Brown?
That's how it was
It sounded like
configured.
from John, yes. Alderman who?
We're in March now, and as the vaccines continue to roll out, with everybody being eligible to have it by May, herd immunity is rising, the actual infection rate's going down. If people aren't comfortable, going to an event like that, then they can stay home. I don't see
Right.
why we have any reason to cancel something as far out as July with the trend that we're on right now.
I would prefer to stay with July 4th myself.
Hearing no objections, I'll go ahead and communicate to Mr. Conrad that we are amenable to allowing that to proceed July 4th.
Thank you.
I agree.
No other new business? We need a motion to go into a closed session for the items of 5 ILCS 120/2C1, appointment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body. 5 ILCS 120/2C5, purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body. And 5 ILCS 120/2C11, pending or probable litigation. Is there a motion to go into executive session? Alderman Martins?
Alderman Holcamp?
Here we
Alderman
go.
Holcamp,
Get
second.
Holcamp on there.
Roll call?
Martins,
Yes.
Riddle,
Yes.
Eversol, Agni.
Yes.
Nemeth,
Sorry.
Yes.
Wrestler.
Yes.
Luke.